Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC Part 2, the Indigo Disc, is a few months away, and the data miners and leakers are here to play. In this video, I go over all of the recently leaked and data mined information that we have for what may or may not be coming in the Indigo Disc. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, hit that like button, let me know, and tell me in the comments, what are you most excited for in the Indigo Disc? So I am just telling you guys right now, this is a big spoiler warning. If you don't want any potential leaks or spoilers for DLC 2, the Indigo Disc, come back in like 10 minutes. And I should be done talking about it, I promise. But otherwise, let's get into this, and it should be exciting. So, there is a rumor going around on 4chan that has been backed by verified data mined information. So let's read the 4chan post first, and then we'll go over what Soul Silver talks about. So this is information from the Chinese data mine thread on taiba.baidu.com. I'm saying that so badly, but it's from this website. Because I saw a lot of things that haven't been data mined by the English community. So we do have to remember just that not a whole lot of English data miners speak Chinese, so it is hard to verify that the translations are correct, but I believe Soul Silver has vetted this translation. So again, take this with a hail-sized piece of salt. There might be some validity to it, but it is also just data mine stuff, so there is a possibility that nothing will be true. So, the Indigo Disc will have 242 entries, including 8 new Pokemon. There is another group project at the BB Academy similar to the Kitakami exploration. There is a legendary treasure from the Scarlet and Violet books that will be updated with new information. Ronvi and scan features for the phone. So maybe we're gonna get like a new Dex Nav or something. There is an important plot battle against Gilmora and a plot-related double battle with Arvin and Penny. The plot battle, codenamed Last Battle, doesn't say much, but hey. DLC 2 will have 2 stories. One of them is centered around Nimona, Penny, and Arvin. G-Father and G-Mother are part of the story sideline as well. Another centered around Perrin, but there's not as much text for that one. The main story of the Blueberry Academy is centered around Kieran and Carmine. Blueberry's Elite Four, Gita and Rika will also appear in the plotline. Team Star is making a comeback with some side quests, and Penny will also appear. There is a potential Sada/Toro Pokemon Professor side quest that will feature Arvin. We do not know yet if it will be the real professors or the Paradise Protocol AI that we fought at the end of the main story, so that will be interesting. Because to the best of our understanding, the Pokemon professors are dead. Well, they're either dead or they're lost in the future or past, based off of what we know so far. So maybe we're going to find some way to bring them back. Who knows? And then there's also a side quest codenamed Steel, which could be related to the Blueberry Academy Elite Four. Because if I am remembering correctly, we are going to have a fire, a fairy, a steel, and a dragon type trainer. Those are going to be the 4 types for the Elite Four in the Blueberry Academy. And the steel trainer is the young girl that is not related to Clay. I can't remember her name, but she also does the flying thing in the dome. And then zombie NPCs seem to be in Kitakami, and they can talk normally. I don't know what that is. And then they leave us off with a speculation from the data miner. Because the rest of the family of Applin isn't in the Indigo Pokédex, we may get the evolution of Dipplin and it may not be a Pokemon that can actually be evolved to until Generation 10. Meaning that it is going to get the same treatment as Blood Moon Ursaluna, and we will not actually be able to get one other than the one that is caught either in the story or given to us somewhere in the game. I'm not gonna lie, guys, if this is true, I'm upset. I'm sad. Does that mean that the Dipplin evolution might be shiny locked? I mean, that makes me really upset, because they put so much care and thought into Dipplin shiny, right? Dipplin is arguably the best shiny from Generation 9. Like, some Gen 9 shiny Pokemon are so bad. I'm looking at you, Armarouge and Ceruledge. No one cares about your eyes. But Dipplin, there has been specific care to Dipplin. Not only does its sprite change, but its signature attack changes colors too to match the shiny colors. If something has to be going on there with them to give that much care to Dipplin. So it would really upset me if they're then like, oh, lol, nope, your new favorite Pokemon that everyone likes gets an evolution, but it can only be gifted to you or caught once, and you can't evolve it until the next generation, or maybe never. That makes me worried, because a lot of these data mines and a lot of these leaks have not been wrong yet. Or at least if they haven't been 100% right, they've gotten a lot correct. So it's concerning, to say the least. Now, Soul Silver, who is a artist and covers Pokemon news and leaks, pretty cool Twitter account. I recommend following them. But here's their thoughts. So yes, it is coming from 4chan, but it does help with Riddler's thread. The thread that he's talking about is these pictures of Nemona and Carmine. I don't have the rest. Where did they go? So you got Nemona and Carmine, Penny and Arvin, and then Kieran and new Blueberry Academy girl that is... No, that's us. So these pairings are a little interesting. And then there's one more on the 4chan post, which is Geeta and Briar. So that's 8 pairs. So maybe something's gonna happen here. I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting. Because Soul Silver thinks that the Gilmora fight could be tied into Dokutaro, which is the potential master of the Loyal 3. So separate side quests are nice, and I don't understand how, like them, I don't understand how zombies are going to get pulled into this. I think maybe the Peach Pokemon that we all think we know, the one that we talked about on stream on Monday, maybe it has some way that it can control people, and they're not actually zombies. They're more just like, think like DC Poison Ivy. You know how she can manipulate and control people through her like plant pheromones by like kissing them. So maybe it's something like that, where this Pokemon will have the ability to use its poison threads, which is what made the scarves for the Loyal 3. And, maybe we're going to get some sort of like Poison Ivy, Doflamingo controlling thing here. And they're not actually zombies. They're just humans under the control of a Pokemon. I think that would be kind of a cool story. I don't know if zombies are the right word to do it, but maybe that's just like the internal word for it, because I mean mind controlled people are pretty much zombies to a point. So that could be cool. I'm excited to see if there are actually going to be zombies, because I don't know how you just bring the undead into a children's game. but it'll be cool regardless. And Soul Silver, like me, is also disappointed about Dipplins. Because if it's a static encounter, or if it's like Blood Moon Ursaluna, it's probably going to be shiny locked, and it's just going to be sad. And I guess at some point, Riddler-kun also described Dipplin's Evo as resembling Ursaluna, and that goes with it being a static encounter, which is kind of sad. No, not that one. So then, Centro Leaks covered Kayla's Capsule's theory on Kieran. So, they pointed out a brief dark purplish shadow around Kieran's fist when he punches the monument. And you can see it right here around his fist. If you guys look at my cursor, he has this aura right here, and it's not in the next scene. So you can see an hour 9:31, an hour 9:30. So it literally lasts for 1 second. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that at this point, Kieran is holding Ogre Pond's broken mask, because his grandfather was supposed to fix it, but Kieran stole it from him before he could. So maybe it has something to do with that. But then Kayla also pointed out that the color kind of matches what we think the Peach Pokemon will look like. So it's an interesting theory, and Central Leaks and Soul Silver have some stuff on it. A lot of people, Central Leaks included, and myself, I'm kind of prone to believe this, that Kieran might be the first quote-unquote zombie that we interact with in the DLC. It would explain his mood swings and why in the beginning he's shy, he wants to be our friends, but then he kind of has that dark little demon in him that gets angry, you know? And that doesn't really seem like him. He seems more like a shy kid who just doesn't have a lot of friends. And then he randomly gets these fits of rage, which aren't really fitting, and even Carmine was kind of taken back by it in the story. So if Kieran is the first quote-unquote zombie, it would be proof that this Peach Pokemon that we think we're going to see in Part 2 will have some sort of way that it can manipulate or control the emotions and actions of human beings. Which is just, like, mind-blowing. That would be crazy. Like, come on. So, Soul Silver does a little more in-depth about it. I'm going to show you guys the pictures first. So, in Chinese mythology, peaches have long been considered a symbol of longevity and immortality. Chinese mythology tells of a group of deities celebrating the everlasting life provided by the fruit every 6,000 years. Okay? And then, aside from symbolizing longevity, peaches also safeguard health. So we know that in Chinese culture, peaches are a symbol of immortality. We also know that before the Loyal 3 were the Loyal 3, they were weak Pokemon. I'm pretty sure in the quest, when you're reading about them on the map, Monkey Dory, who is the psychic poison one, the little blue monkey, he was weak, frail, and not very smart. But after getting his scarf, toxic chain, thread, whatever you want to call it, he gets intelligence and he becomes more sure of himself. So there we're seeing a positive impact from the Peach Pokemon, but with Kieran, we're seeing a negative impact. So it seems like the Pokemon can either empower or depower in a way, like make you go crazy. So maybe the Peach Pokemon, and this is speculation, and this I'm literally saying this part just because like it just came into my head. Maybe the Peach Pokemon will have something to do with what we know is going to happen, and that is upgrading our box art legendary Pokemon to getting a new stage or battle, like a new battle form or something, because that has been leaked and pretty much confirmed at this point. So that could be really big. That could be really cool. So, and you also, the last thing is this picture, this purple that revives the Loyal 3 is the same hue as Kieran's fist. Like, if you look around here, like around the player character, this purple right here is the same kind of purple aura as Kieran's punch. So the Peach Pokemon, we might not have seen it yet, but it has clearly been impacting our story so far. Now, Soul Silver thinks that the Peach Pokemon is going to be Poison Ghost, which would make sense because the Loyal 3 are all Poison type, and the Ghost typing would kind of fall in line with the Immortality stuff. And they're saying that it would give it any number of supernatural abilities, including becoming invisible, which is why we couldn't see it at the literal resurrection of the Loyal 3. He could also be invisible, almost like a Gengar, controlling, like, you know how you would see, like, in the anime, Gengar would turn invisible and mess with trainers and stuff? What if the Peach Pokemon has just been invisible to us and has just been, like I said, just like, you know, like Doflamingo, Poison Ivy, puppet mastering Kieran? It's a possibility, but I'm kind of rambling. So it almost makes too much sense to be true. And that's kind of my issue. Also, I'm going to throw Kayla a follow. And then one more thing, going back to the Dipplin evolution, that a lot of people are kind of upset. Not upset. Well, I'm upset. Let's be clear there. I am upset about this. Dipplin and Applin, as well as a lot of the new Paradox Pokemon that we have seen, and Archdelion, Archdelion, I don't really know how to say it yet, were not in the listed Pokédex of Pokemon returning. So that's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, no Archdelion, no Iron Crown. Game Freak purposely didn't leave them in because of obvious spoiler data. So, with Kuhn simply saying that Applin and Dipplin are clearly not in the Indigo Disc, but Dipplin's evolution will be, strongly points to it being some sort of Blood Moon Ursaluna. And if that is the case, the only thing we can really do at this point is hope that in Generation 9, not Generation 9, is hope that at some point in Generation 10, we will be able to evolve these new static encounter Pokemon. Or maybe we'll get a third DLC. Because if you think about it, this DLC is kind of interesting because it is one DLC in two parts, as opposed to what we saw in Sword and Shield, where it was the Crown Tundra and the the Island of Armor. Yeah, those were the names. Those were standalone. Their stories didn't really intertwine. And I believe you could buy them independently. But if you think about it, this DLC isn't Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC 1, the Teal Mask, and then DLC 2, the Indigo Disc. This is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, Part 1 and Part 2. Meaning that it's one DLC told in two parts. This is going to be a video, don't worry. So, who knows? maybe we're gonna get a second DLC that is just gonna be one part, and maybe that is when we're gonna get it. Honestly, I think that would be kind of smart of Nintendo, Game Freak. You know, give us a fall, a winter, and then a spring DLC. Let us carry through the content until next fall. They're gonna announce a Legends game or Black and White remakes or something, and then we'll have that for a year before we get Gen 10. Which, I mean, that's my hope, but who knows? So I'm really hoping that we get a second DLC that is not 2 parts, it's just 1 part. So those are pretty much all of the leaks and stuff that I wanted to talk about. I'm very excited to see, but also very hesitant about the Indigo disc. And, you know, I might riot just a teensy bit. We might riot just a teensy bit if we can't evolve our Dipplins and it's only a static encounter. That'll make me really sad, because it just doesn't make sense why they would do that. But let me know, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know either in chat now, let me know what you think, or let me know in the comments. And yeah, let me know. But